0 to 1, Chapter 4, The Ideology of Competition. In this chapter, Peter Thiel unpacks a bold and contrarian idea. Competition is overrated, even dangerous. While society glorifies competition as noble and necessary, Thiel calls it what it truly is, an ideology that distorts our thinking and sabotages progress. He starts with a simple contrast. Creative monopoly leads to innovation and lasting profits. Competition, on the other hand, often leads to no profits, no differentiation, and a constant struggle for survival. So why do we still believe competition is good? Because we've been trained to worship it. Thiel points to the education system as ground zero for this indoctrination. Students are ranked, graded, and pushed into a one-size-fits-all model that rewards conformity over creativity. Even those who win the academic game often find themselves trapped in prestige-driven careers. Law, consulting, finance, just fighting harder for slightly shinier prizes. Thiel shares his own story. He followed the perfect path. Stanford, law school, top clerkship interviews. He came painfully close to securing a clerkship at the U.S. Supreme Court, arguably the highest prize for any law graduate. He didn't get it. At the time, it crushed him. But years later, after building and selling PayPal, a friend asked him, "Aren't you glad you didn't get that clerkship?" Looking back, Thiel realized that winning that competition would have locked him into a life of following rules, not creating anything new. He would have succeeded at becoming someone else's assistant. This is what competition does. It traps smart people in conventional roles and makes them fight over crumbs instead of imagining abundance. It's not just education. The world of business is filled with war metaphors. Headhunters, capturing markets, making a killing. MBA students read Clausewitz and Sun Tzu. But as Thiel argues, business is not war. Competition is. War may sound valiant, but it's often destructive and wasteful. He then brings in two models of conflict, Marx versus markets. Shakespeare. Marx believed people fight because they're different. The rich versus the poor. The powerful versus the powerless. But Shakespeare believed the opposite. People fight because they're the same. In Romeo and Juliet, the two houses are alike in dignity, yet their feud consumes them both. Thiel argues that Shakespeare's model explains business rivalries far better than Marx's. Think of Microsoft and Google. Initially, they did completely different things. Microsoft made operating systems. Google made search. But as they grew, they began to imitate and attack each other. Explorer versus Chrome, Bing versus Google Search, Office versus Docs, Surface versus Nexus. And while they were locked in battle, Apple quietly overtook them both. In 2013, Apple's market cap surpassed the combined value of Google and Microsoft. In business, war costs dearly. Thiel shows how competition leads to copycat behavior. Take mobile credit card readers. Square launched a sleek white product in 2010. Then came a wave of geometric imitators, half moon, cylinder, triangle. It became a shape war with no substance, like a bad Shakespearean drama. Sometimes the pressure to compete becomes irrational. People spend time and energy fighting battles that don't matter. One engineer at PayPal even jokingly drew up a bomb designed to take out their rival X.com, run by Elon Musk. They were so focused on winning that they almost forgot what they were building. Eventually, reason prevailed. Thiel and Musk met and agreed to merge PayPal and X.com. The rivalry ended, and the combined team weathered the dot-com crash to build something valuable. Sometimes, it's smarter to join forces than to keep fighting. Thiel warns about pride, the kind of pride Shakespeare captures in Hamlet. In one famous monologue, Hamlet says, "A true hero will even fight for an eggshell if honor is on the line." In real life, that's madness. Yet this kind of ego-driven conflict plays out again and again in the business world. Thiel tells the story of Oracle CEO Larry Ellison and his former protege, Tom Siebel. They went from mentor and mentee to bitter enemies. They waged billboard wars, sent ice cream bribes, and obsessed over one-upping each other. Meanwhile, Siebel's company collapsed in a scandal. While he was busy targeting Ellison, he lost sight of his own business. In the end, rivalry is a distraction. It forces people to focus on competitors instead of customers. It fuels imitation over invention. It inflates egos while draining resources. And most dangerously, it tricks people into believing that success means winning the fight, even if the fight is meaningless. Thiel's final message in this chapter is simple but profound. Don't confuse competition with value. If you find yourself in a brutal fight, step back and ask, is this even a battle worth winning? In business, as in life, the real winners aren't the ones who outfight their rivals. They're the ones who escape the battlefield altogether.